In today's video, we're going to be diving into the upcoming pattern, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the storms across the south are actually looking worse on today's model runs than even the days prior. So it's actually kind of continuing to look worse and worse here across a lot of the south central Gulf states and southeast, where flooding is going to be a big possibility, multiple opportunities for bad thunderstorms, and overall there will just be implications because of all of these things. The only upside is this will bring the temperatures down, not that it really matters if it's raining outside for most people. We do have some more severe weather expected across the north, as that seems to be a common area this time of year, perhaps later on in the pattern. So we're going to be kind of pinpointing that possibility from time to time, and overall just diving through the entire pattern with you guys. Let's go ahead and just dive into things. And as we take a look at this afternoon, we already see a lot of these storms firing up for a lot of just your south and east areas here. I would say more of the nation has a chance of thunderstorms today than not. As we can see, the west coast and some of the north central states are the only areas where you can kind of rule out, for the most part, activity. Probably not even entirely. But we can see from the four corner states through the plains, through some of the Midwest and deep south, the Ohio Valley in the southeast, and then the northeast and the mid-Atlantic here, we have numerous chances for thunderstorms. Especially we're watching this area where there is kind of a severe weather implication involved, as we've had multiple days of pretty bad severe weather actually across some of the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and then yesterday in New York actually was quite bad as well, with lots and lots of power outages, unfortunately, and some surrounding northeast states as well. So thunderstorms, a big possibility for many areas today. Let's just go ahead and move on towards tomorrow on Thursday, July 18th, and we see a lot of this becomes a lot more organized by tomorrow afternoon for the deeper south and southeast, up through some of the mid-Atlantic. Not quite as widespread though. What's happening with the jet stream is we actually get a little bit of a cool down here in the east, and we see this is kind of your cold front boundary here that's setting up. It's going to become quite stationary though, is part of the problem. And when they become stationary, they're not really moving south or north, so they just stay in place and allow thunderstorms to kind of move along them. And that's problematic when you're looking at days and days and days of moisture, especially a week plus, which is what we're potentially taking a look at here. Across the four corner states and the rest of the kind of Rocky Mountain range, you would say, that is going to be areas where we're expecting some showers and thunderstorms to potentially be in place as well for tomorrow on Thursday. For Friday on July 19th, we see a lot of your southeast system has dipped further southward a little bit. It's going to creep back north a little bit, go south again. It's going to be up and down here. It's kind of what you can expect. For a lot of your four corner states into the plains, we're seeing again some pretty considerable thunderstorms and showers around for Friday on the 19th. Saturday here, as we move towards July 20th, we see again that southeast area has crept back northward here, where we're seeing showers and thunderstorms all the way as far north as West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. We do see that the four corner states and the plains are still seeing showers and thunderstorms. I would say the entirety of the Rocky Mountain range here actually seeing thunderstorms, and then some of the upper Midwest and northern plains. As we take a look towards Sunday on the 21st, once again, we see the southeast area is just continuing to take hold. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is day 5 of it right here that we're looking at. And there's darker areas in here. This isn't just your average kind of isolated thunderstorm chance. We're looking at day after day after day with heavy thunderstorms in these areas. Surely going to give some areas some pretty considerable thunderstorms and flooding possibilities in there. As we take a look at the now four corner states into the plains and Midwest, we are seeing these thunderstorms continue for these areas and bring about some concerning weather. For Monday on the 21st, the southeast area still has this storm in place, and it's kind of creeping back towards the south central states as well. But really, the entirety of the east, for the most part, has a pretty decent chance of thunderstorms and showers for this day on Monday, July 22nd. As we continue onward towards Tuesday on July 23rd, this will be day 6 or maybe even 7 here of this event. We see Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, up through some of the mid-Atlantic. We are continuing to see showers and thunderstorms really, really take hold now for about a week. By this point, we also see some severe weather possibilities here across some of your upper Midwest and northern plains. Again, this is an area that really, this time of year, typically see some pretty bad thunderstorms. So anytime I see a little bit of a concerning look there, I do note it for sure. By Wednesday, maybe even getting a little bit more concerning up here for the Midwest and Great Lakes, as this is looking a little bit more persistent. Same thing with your southeast, honestly, just calling it the eastern precipitation now. This is day 8 for a lot of areas. We're seeing heavy precipitation, especially along this corridor, but there's also some areas along the southeast that are seeing heavier thunderstorms and showers, more persistent areas of rainfall overall being indicated by this model for Wednesday on the 24th. As we move towards Thursday on the 25th, here's day 9 of this really impactful event now by this point, and we're just continuing to see precipitation now spreading even further northward. It's about day 2 or 3 for these northern areas like the Great Lakes and the Northeast. But for the deeper south into the southeast and mid-Atlantic, this is day 8 or 9. I think 9 I said here by Thursday the 25th. Here's Friday the 26th, and welcome to day 10 of your precipitation. I'm sure that there will be some hit or miss days in there, but for the most part, it's looking more likely than not that there's chances of rain for most areas in here 10 days in a row, starting today on Wednesday, July 17th, lasting, according to this model, till Friday, July 26th. Unbelievable stuff here. Now, for the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley into the Northeast, we have about day 3 or 4 here of that heavier precipitation. And let's see if it changes by Saturday. We don't get to the afternoon yet, but I would guess that this is mostly how most days look in the morning, and this is going to fill in once again for the deeper south into the southeast. So perhaps 10 or 11 days here being picked up by this model. I mentioned this yesterday. I think this is a really good point, but day 1 today is obviously going to be a lot more accurate than day 10 on Saturday, July 27th. And even though it's one kind of area of thunderstorms that continues on, one kind of storm system, if you will, that doesn't mean that it's all understood by the model. Just because today is going to be very accurate, that doesn't mean day 10 is going to have really good accuracy. That accuracy is going to change drastically as we get to the tail end of that storm here on this model. So definitely something to keep in mind, that things could change on the back end of this especially. Now, as we take a look at the total precipitation, we see that it's again looking much worse here for the southeast up through southern New England even. This corridor here is where we're especially watching for the above average precipitation. And if I was to draw a line at the worst of it according to this model, it would be something like this, where the heaviest precipitation is expected. Outside of here, we have near normal conditions for the 4 corner states, the plains for the most part, the Midwest, the Great Lakes maybe a little bit above average, same with the Northeast, maybe near average for those areas, and then below average here for most of the West. But it's this area here in the reds where we're expecting 2 to 5 inches over the next 10 days, and even the browns there, 5 to 10 over the next 10 days would be half an inch to an inch per day for some of these areas across the deeper south into the southeast. Absolutely mind-boggling for sure. Let's take a quick look at the tropics real quickly. And as you can see, again, we're still watching some of these waves. Looks like numerous of them are going to be moving off of your main development region. And by August 1st that we now get to see on this model, it still looks like we're going to have this active storm track through here. Wouldn't be surprised if before August 1st, if we do see a system come out of here and actually develop. But this model, as of now, does not show that. But we do have numerous chances in there, which is definitely above average for this time of year. The actual precipitation anomalies, remember there were some scattered about blues in here. It is now solid blue from Texas all the way up through portions of North Carolina and Virginia and everywhere in between. The greens is going to be your slightly to pretty moderately above average precipitation. Your blue is going to be your highly above average precipitation for a lot of these areas like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, southern Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and even southern Virginia there, where we're all seeing 2 to 5 inches above average for the next 15 days. Absolutely crazy stuff for such a short amount of time. To see this highly above average is really, really crazy. I just have to tell you guys, I'm seriously concerned about flooding in there. Let's take a look at the temperature pattern. We see this cool down is now on our doorstep, and it's fully taken hold already by Friday on July 19th. We see far above or below average temperatures in some areas in here, especially across the deeper south and Midwest, where we could be as far as 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Could feel very nice in some of these areas if there is some spots that don't get rain. Now, for the West, very warm, and this looks to be the trend, I mean, as we move forward for a considerable amount of time. Really, I don't see any change until about Sunday the 28th here, where we start to get some cooler temperatures along the West Coast. this pushes the warmth a little further eastward, and this could spell the end of this eastern cooldown. So let's watch how that progresses here. And yeah, pretty much kind of is. We do see that this cold out west struggles to take really any hold. So we see this warmth, the heart of it at least, staying way back here. This needs to move towards the east for there to be any sort of considerable warm up for the most part. But definitely warmer than it was. For the Storm Prediction Center outlook, again, expecting some severe weather today. Let's just go through all of it, though. In the lighter greens, we have a general thunderstorm risk for today, where we expect general thunderstorms, as the name suggests, but anything is possible, so please heed every watch, warning, and advisory in there. There is 2 darker green areas there that almost look like they could connect, but they don't. That is going to be your level 1 marginal risk, where we expect some isolated severe weather reports to come in. We do also have 2 slight risks there in the lighter yellow, or I guess the only yellow, I should say, and that is where we expect some scattered about severe weather to occur in there. So for a lot of the mid-Atlantic and northeast, and then for some of Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska there. Let's take a look at day 2 tomorrow from the time I'm making this video for Thursday on July 18th. And we do see, again, a general thunderstorm risk there in the lighter green. 2 darker green areas once more, where we do expect that isolated severe weather to occur. Could see an upgrade in here or 2, don't know yet. For day 3, we have, once again, a pretty large general thunderstorm risk area, and now only 1 marginal risk area for July 19th on Friday. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We do upload every single day, so be sure to subscribe for those daily uploads. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.